Joe Biden's brain is on a vacation far away. When he speaks, it makes you wonder. He doesn't even know what he wants to say. And we know he likes the girls a whole lot younger. Biden's gonna lose to 45. There's nothing anyone can do. Democrats won't survive.
Welcome. Poking a little fun at Joe Biden and, as I call them, the Democrats. Yes, the Democrat logic folks, they still have many people bamboozled. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about a little bit about Alinsky's rules, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're going to talk about today and get into a few things. Of course, you know, I don't know. Let's talk. Let's start with what Saul Alinsky said, and I want you to keep in mind when Saul Alinsky wrote his book. It was 1972. I was 15 years old. I knew about it. We studied it a little bit. We were appalled by it because we were patriotic. We were Americans. Although at the time in college, Hillary Clinton was in college, and she wrote her theses on how to create a socialist state by Saul Alinsky. There's 8 levels of control that must be obtained before you are able to create a socialist state. The first is the most important. Healthcare. Control healthcare, and you control the people. Obamacare set up to fail. Just saying. You increase the poverty. As the poverty level gets high as possible, poor people are easier to control. Think about it. Increase the debt to an unsustainable level. That way you can increase taxes. How high are the taxes in Venezuela, China, Russia, communistic ruled countries? Gun control is extremely important to remove the people's ability to defend themselves from the government. That's why we have a Second Amendment. Welfare. Take control of every aspect of their lives. Food, housing, income. Education. Take control of what they read and listen to. Take control of what children learn in school. Common Core. Think about it. Think about who is influencing your child today, ladies and gentlemen. Religion. Remove the belief in God from the government and the schools. Did the Democrats, did they or did they not? I want to ask you. Let's stop. Take a deep breath. What did they remove from the Pledge of Allegiance? Just asking. Class warfare, divide the people. Antifa, BLM. What are they doing? Do black lives really matter to BLM? Or do black lives matter to human beings? Just a question. I'm just asking. I mean, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. And while you're thinking about it, think about the relationship between Joe Biden, Maria Abramovic, and Lady Gaga, who happens to be endorsing Mr. Joe Biden. Lady Gaga participates in Spirit Cooking and Panda Eyes, who is influencing your child today. Just a question, ladies and gentlemen. And I find it odd, don't you find it odd, that Mr. Biden, Miss Pelosi, Mr. Kerry, and the Mr. Rhino carpetbagger himself, Mitt Romney, all have offspring working in corrupt Ukrainian gas company. I wonder how that works out for moi. I'm broke. I haven't got my stimulus check. Nancy Pelosi's eating $12 pints of ice cream. She's hanging it up. A buddy of mine sent me this. Of course, this was running around the internet. Breaking news, urgent notice, coronavirus update. The CDC is encouraging everybody to get tested ASAP. We have a test, coronavirus very serious. New testing methods have been done. You don't have to leave your house. No hospital visit necessary. It all sounds so great, doesn't it? All you got to do is send a stool sample to Nancy Pelosi. It's an obvious joke. My buddy sent me this. He got bounced off of Facebook. Are you ready for this? For posting misinformation. He was disseminating misinformation, and that is against community standards. Obviously, Mark Zuckerberg, when he went to the Senate last week, lied, just like Mr. Darcy did. Oops. But what's it all about, ladies and gentlemen? Let's take a quick look at what's going on here. I want you to look at that number in the lower left-hand corner. 4,045 people now watching. This is Joe Biden this morning giving a statement, speaking to people in North Carolina this morning. This morning, Mark Dice makes a post. This morning, 185,000 plus views. Mark Dice makes a post. This was Mr. Trump this morning. I don't know if you can read that. 195,000 plus people were watching the live stream this morning. Again, Mr. Trump in North Carolina. Look at these crowds, ladies and gentlemen. Have you seen these kind of crowds? They don't show an audience, do they, at a Biden-Harris event? Look at that crowd. Look at the crowd. Another crowd. This is another place. Thank you, James Woods, the real James Woods, Twitter. We follow each other. Lucky me. But I put this up for a specific reason. 11 plus thousand retweets. He has more comments than Joe Biden has at his rallies on a post on Twitter. But yet, all the polls in the mainstream media are telling us what? They're telling us that, guess what? Donald Trump is behind in the polls. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a pause, and we're going to run something else in here for just a minute, and I want you to think about this one more time.
Okay, for reporters, please wait until we have the microphone to you to be able to answer a question. Please state which outlet, your name, and which outlet you're from. Thank you.
No.
Okay. Do we have any questions to start?
Easy. We get you see Angie
Do we have any reporters interested in that follow-up questions? Just to be clear, give a couple. Okay, great. Seeing none.
Easy. Great.
Good. All right, good. Ladies,
Thank you all for being here.
ladies, I want to say
I want you to stop and think about that for just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. The press did not ask one question of a human child sex trafficking task force. Not one question. I also want you to think about something for just a minute. Why is it the mainstream media, very prominent politicians, very prominent people outside of the political arena are banging Trump, are censoring conservative voices, are censoring people like Eliza Blue, like myself, like Polly St. George, all kinds of conservative voices, InfoWars guy, Alex Jones, Roger Stone, all these people are screaming about human sex, child sex trafficking. Busts left and right. There's major arrests going on around this country. Have you heard one peep iota, smidgen of a squawk come out of mainstream media outlets? Have you heard anything at all, ladies and gentlemen? I just want you to think about it for just a minute. Just think about that for a second. On that note, I'm going to step aside once again, and I'm going to play something else. And I want you to think about this really hard as we get out of here today.
Misuse PCR to estimate all these supposed free viral RNAs that may or may not be there.
I think misuse PCR is not quite. I don't think you can misuse PCR. No, the results, the interpretation of it. See, if you can say, if they could find this virus in you at all, and with PCR, if you do it well, you can find almost anything in anybody. It starts making you believe in the sort of Buddhist notion that everything is contained in everything else, right? I mean, because if you can amplify one single molecule up to something that you can really measure, which PCR can do, then there's just very few molecules that you don't have at least one single one of them in your body, okay? So that could be thought of as a misuse of it, just to claim that it's meaningful. It is. No, there's very little of what they call HIV, and what's been brought out here by Phil Pott and Isai already. The measurement for it is not exact at all. It's not as good as our measurement for things like apples. An apple is an apple. You know, you can get something that's kind of like, if you got enough things that look kind of like an apple and you stick them all together, you might think it's an apple. But and HIV is like that. Those tests are all based on things that are invisible, and the results are inferred in a sense. PCR is separate from that. It's just a process that's used to make a whole lot of something out of something. That's what it is. But it's not. It doesn't tell you that you're sick, and it doesn't tell you that the thing you ended up with really was going to hurt you or anything like that.
So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you really got to start wondering, what is the end game? What is the end game? Have you got your email to be a volunteer for your COVID-19 certification of vaccination ID study? They'll pay you up to $1,220. There's no cost for study-related care should it almost kill you from the local doctors. There's no cost to study the vaccine. Of course, there's no cost. We're going to pay you. We're going to make you sick. We're going to do something to you. We want to check the RNA so when we scan your forehead, we can tell you've been vaccinated. Just my humble opinion. Just my humble opinion. As I alluded to in the last podcast, ladies and gentlemen, and ones before this, the vaccine is going to tag you. It is going to put something in you, and it is going to make it so people can read you. We're being conditioned. They're scanning our foreheads. We're being conditioned. We're wearing masks. I need a COVID mask. Yeah. Think about this for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Think about this. When Barack Obama was president of the United States, we had something called H1N1 virus. In the United States of America, 60.8 million people were infected. The panic level was 0. China got blamed. China got blamed. Okay? This year, Donald Trump, COVID-19. In the United States, we have 6.8 million, maybe a little more now, maybe a little more. The panic level is off the frickin' charts, and Trump is blamed for the virus. And just some food for thought, which one of these presidents gave $3.7 million grant to the Wuhan lab that the virus escaped from? That's right, where they walk around in their spacesuits and all that good stuff. It was there, through the triple sealed doors, that the virus got out of, that, oh, by the way, your mask is going to protect you from the virus. Shh. Don't tell anybody that we're full of frickin' poop. Back the Jeep up, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get a little common sense. A little common sense. A little common sense. I think Thomas Paine was the very first #1 best-selling book in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, it was called Common Sense, and it was by Thomas Paine. It was written in 1776. You might want to pick it up and read it. It's not very long. It's a good read, and it's a quick read. This was sent to me, this slide here that we're looking at. And the person who sent it to me wanted to point this out. Her grandfather, 96 years old, German, when he saw the Antifa videos that she showed him, said, "Grandpa, look at this." He shook his head and said, "You know, we didn't think this could happen in Germany either. These people, these Antifa people, are acting and they sound just like the Nazi party's Sturmalong. Stop them now or you'll regret it," he said. That's what he told his granddaughter. And you know what? Anybody that is old enough to remember what happened back then, anybody that's alive, they're saying the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying the same thing. Now, I don't know what they're going to do in California, but I'm telling you what. This is what the governor is ordering the citizens who elected him to run the government. This is what he's ordering the citizens of California to do. Happy Thanksgiving. You think it was going to a Halloween party, weren't you? On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to let the little cutie pie play us out one more time, because you got to admit, that song is kind of funny. It's Alliday Mobile Media. I hope you're having a great day. I'll be back in just a moment. We got to hear this song one more time. We're going to hear it one more time. It's just a quickie, and then I'll close it out. Don't go nowhere.
Joe Biden's brain is on a vacation far away. When he speaks, he makes you wonder. He doesn't even know what he wants to say. And we know he likes the girls a whole lot younger. Biden's gonna lose to 45. There's nothing anyone can do. Democrats won't survive.
Oh, I know. I cannot help it. That is great. I am embarrassed. I cannot remember that young lady's name, but I asked, hey, I want to use this in a podcast. She said, go ahead, you can. Thank you very much. I'll make sure I tag her on the YouTube or on the Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope whatever happens in your community, you are safe. Be smart. Be safe. Vote your conscience. Don't be bamboozled. The media wants you to believe Donald Trump is behind in the polls. He draws 35, 40,000 people at a rally. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are not drawing anybody. And oh, by the way, the people that were in the background of that Kamala Harris photo, the one you're looking at right now, guess what? They are lobbyists for Iran. And what does Iran want to do? They want to institute Sharia law. Think about it. That is where that party wants to take this country down a very dark winter, as Joe said. They want to go down a dark road that none of us want to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, think about it. Just think about it. That's all we're asking anybody to do. And if you think about it and you vote your conscience, in your heart, you know you're an American, be proud of being an American. I am. It's the only country I can do what I'm doing. For Alliday Mobile Media, it is moi. We are in the studio. We are remotely located somewhere here in the wonderful city of Kansas City, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, for Alliday Mobile Media, I hope you're having a great day. I hope your Halloween was terrific. I had a blast. Let's have a great day, and let's all be safe out there.